see.
We're rolling.
I think we're on.
We're on. You're up, George.
Yes.
Podsquad assemble.
Ready for takeoff, sir.
All present accounted for.
It's the Pod Squad with James, Kathy Morrison, Wendy Card, and yours truly, George Oliver. Hello.
Hey, thanks for joining us for New Bern's Now's, easy for me to say, New Bern Now's Pod Squad for August 6, 2020, episode 151 for those of you who are counting. We're connecting you with the community by talking about the people and the places of New Bern and beyond.
Hey. We want you to join in the conversation and let us know if you have any questions or comments by commenting.
So what's going on? You know what? We have a contest.
We have a contest?
Woohoo!
What kind?
All right.
Yeah. And for everyone out there listening, make sure you comment on on New Bern Now's Facebook page during today's show, because if you comment on a watch party, I can't really see the comments. So, and at 1:15 we'll announce the answer and the contest is over. If you answered correctly, your name will be entered in a drawing to win a prize. The winner will be announced at 7 p.m. unless there's only one person that answers. So, and the question, drum roll.
I have a question. Is the contest to see who writes to me first and says, "Hi, G," with a heart? Because if so, wife Dare has just won the contest.
Aw, aw.
How sweet.
No.
Is it win? Is that the contest? Oh.
The question, you ready for the question? You have to answer the question. What's the most abundant species of tiger?
Of tiger?
Yeah.
Living.
Is it
living? No, don't answer.
No.
I'm gonna mute you, George.
It's the Clemson Tigers, because they're the largest school that uses tiger.
Oh.
Clemson. Now, where is that at?
Clemson, South Carolina. They have a huge stadium, so maybe it's the Clemson Tigers.
Maybe.
Or it could be the Louisiana LSU Tigers.
LSU.
Chad Satig, let us know what you think about that. He's a big Tiger fan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confuse people now. This is
now what's the real question
of tiger? What's the most abundant species of tiger?
But not a sport, not a mascot.
Not a mascot.
Is it a pun? Could it be a paper tiger?
No.
No. Okay, I'm out.
And it can't be El Polo Gato. What was it? What was that? Yeah. Okay, we're getting off track here. Let's see.
Is this one more question about the contest? Is this a reference to the Tiger King that we've all seen? No. Okay.
I don't think I've never seen the Tiger King. So.
Oh, Wendy, you gotta. Have the rest of you seen Tiger King?
I haven't seen it, but I've learned enough about it that I don't need to see it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so interesting.
Well, maybe I'll go on Netflix and check it out. So.
Yeah, that's your homework for next time. You all have to watch. And when you start it, you won't be able to stop. So it'll be easy to finish. It's really interesting.
Well, I've been spending a lot of my downtime, which I don't have a lot of, listening to something called Small Town News.
Oh,
and
is that?
Are you enjoying it, Wendy?
I am, especially learning about your narcolepsy or your sleeping patterns.
That is true.
You need to go to bed early, George. You need at least 7 hours sleep.
The last episode was called George Needs More Naps. And it is true. We talked about, and Craig Ramey also has a problem. Apparently he has a problem waking up. And so if you're a roommate of Craig's or a significant other of Craig's, you have to sign up for waking him up so that he keeps his job. Because he'll set I think he said 3 alarms and a radio to get out of bed every day.
I can relate to Craig. Back when I was in the Navy on the ship, I would have at least 3 alarms in my little rack, the There wasn't much room there.
Yeah.
And they'd be going off, and I was just sleeping right through it. And when Liberty was called, everyone was heading off the ship, and I would just sleep. I would sleep for 16 hours. I was so tired because it was the constant, 5 hours or no hours sleep that it just catches up with you. So
Yeah.
Well,
that's not good because you need to concentrate,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when Craig was in college at ECU, when he had an exam the next morning early, he would call the Holiday Inn and ask for a wake-up call. And they'd say, "What room are you in?" He'd say, "I'm not in a room. I'm down the street, but here's my number. Call me." And they would do it. so
It's hilarious.
And for full service, even if you're not staying there. But they did when Craig was there. Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, thanks, Wendy, for listening to that. We're having a lot of fun with that. It is an improv comedy podcast. We get together, and one of our friends, Craig's significant other, Dr. Jessica Saxon, will send us an email every week. She will pick a small town in the United States, and she will send us newspaper articles from that town. We read them for the first time, and then we improv stories and characters based on those. And so it's just a lot of fun. It's really silly. And we talk about things like narcolepsy and Holiday Inn and that sort of stuff, but it's really silly. My favorite thing about doing it is that Mason, my 13-year-old, listens to it all the time, and he'll be in the car with his headphones on and he's laughing, and I know that's what he's listening to. So that makes
Very
me
cool.
Yeah, I would do it for no one other than Mason, but he really enjoyed it. But it's really a fun time, and it's a good creative outlet for us while we can't really do the improv on stage, as we're still in phase 2 for at least another 5 weeks, right? Everybody saw that yesterday announcement.
Yeah, well, I think it's a great connection for you and Mason. He's going to remember that for years to come, especially when Dare and everyone else in your family have no idea what you're joking about.
Yes, a lot of good side jokes about that. Yes, very fun, very funny.
Yeah.
What have y'all been doing to stay busy as we're all social distancing and trying to follow the rules? What have y'all been up to?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah. My husband got one of those
that's
yesterday.
my address. It just had my address on it. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can go. I'm sure my address will come up if you Google it. But I received this from the Center for Voter Information yesterday. Did you guys get them?
My husband got one.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure they were real before I provided all my personal information. And it's a absentee voter. You fill out the form and then you send it to the Craven. It's already self-addressed and postage paid for. So that's the absentee ballot request form. And it is, I called the Board of Elections this morning and they said it is legitimate. So
Yeah.
You talked to Melanie.
What's that?
You talked to Melanie.
I'm not sure who I talked to, but she's probably the only one in the office right now. But yeah, so if you're wondering if you get that ballot or the request, they're legitimate. So
Yeah, my husband got one yesterday and he was a little freaked by it because he's like, they want all this information and everything. So when I got home, I looked at it and I said, no, this is a legitimate organization and they're doing this as a service to voters to make sure that everybody votes. And by sending you the request for the ballot, it goes back to Craven County. It's not going back to the people who sent the envelope. It's going back to your county. So it is legitimate and it is safe. And the information that you're providing is so that the county can send you a ballot to vote. So if you need a ballot to do your absentee or mail-in vote, it's the same thing. Just fill it out. And that way people can get to vote and not have to worry about risking their health or being out of town or tending to a loved one or whatever. They still have their opportunity to vote. And I have missed one election since I was 18 years old, and I'm still mad about it. So I'm a fervent voter.
Were you trying to vote for Nixon
I'll get you
She's
for
not
that.
that
I wasn't
old.
old enough. I'll get you, my pretty. Nixon who?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but it is kind of scary when you see things like that and you don't know what they are, and there's so much discussion about voter fraud, which is minimal, but we won't go there. But it's nice to see that this is such a fantastic opportunity for people to take that opportunity to fill out the form and be sure that they can get to vote this year.
Yes.
That's my soapbox.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready? We have 2 guests in the waiting room.
Oh, hot diggity.
It's Aimee Schulze and Rob Jones. So let me bring them in and.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
Aimee, you've got to open your mic. There you go.
Whoops.
Still got to open your mic. There you go.
Almost.
Yay.
We got it.
Hello, Amy.
Rob.
Hi, Aimee.
Hi, Aimee.
Nice to see you. George, I think my husband rescued your dog one time.
Oh, that's a familiar story around downtown New Bern. As recently as this past Monday, before when the storm was coming, Hatley just decided to run away, and somebody called at Persimmons. He's been found as far away as down in the Ghent neighborhood, which is kind of scary.
Oh my gosh.
Across First
There's a
Street.
lot of roads. Yeah.
Yeah. Where was he when you found him?
It actually was my husband, and downtown near the convention center.
Okay. Yeah. And now I don't know what makes him do it, but there's an electric fence. So he's got to really want to leave the yard. And our lab is too big to get out. And so we find out that he's gone now because our lab is crying because she's been abandoned by her friend. So that's what lets us know. But gosh, thanks to your husband again for finding him.
No problem.
Yeah. Hey, Rob.
Hey guys,
How you
Hey,
doing?
Rob.
Hello.
good. Let me scoot over so this back glare is not killing anybody.
There we go.
Yeah, you look like you're in witness protection.
Who says I'm not?
That's what the beard is for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
Aimee.
my wife has not seen my face in probably 10 years.
Aren't you afraid in the middle of the night she'll just shave it off? Could you imagine?
It is what it is. I mean, it's hair, it will grow back. So
Yes, it will grow back. But Aimee, thank you for joining us, and Rob. And if you don't know Aimee, you're a licensed clinical social worker at Stillwaters in Bayboro, right?
Right. Yep, we provide a lot of mental health counseling for children, families, couples, individuals, anybody who's in distress, wants to come in for counseling. We help them out. We have 7 therapists here and a wonderful administrative assistant who helps everybody get in and get their appointments. We see people in the office, and of course, due to COVID, now we also offer teletherapy. So it's been an experience for us moving from office to virtual, but especially the children seem to really like it.
That's
Right.
great. I know that COVID has been a challenge because of course, the virus, but also the isolation has been really difficult for people. What have you been finding for your clients here in our area?
What we're seeing is folks that maybe had a depression diagnosis or an anxiety diagnosis before, we're seeing more symptoms. And maybe folks who are managing their depression and anxiety, maybe just have little bouts of it, or could pull themselves through with their natural support systems, or just a good friend, that kind of thing. We're actually seeing them come into therapy now, which is great. We're here for that, and we'll provide that service and make sure that everybody's taken care of.
What I'm excited, yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kathy, go ahead.
That's all right. Folks need to be referred to come and see you, or can they pick up the phone and call you?
Yeah, just give us a call. You can actually call us and you'll get Tina, our wonderful administrative assistant. You can go online onto our website and fill out a referral form if that's more your thing. You don't necessarily want to talk to anybody about it. You just put it in the computer and it comes right to us through a secure line.
Nice.
You can fax it to us. You can, if you're going to a primary care physician and you feel comfortable, you can ask them to make the referral. However you get here, there's no wrong door. We'll take you. If you want to walk in through the door, we do ask you to ring the bell first, and we keep our social distance and have our masks on. But you know, we'll however we need to help you, that's what we're going to do.
I'm glad
Aimee,
I'm excited about the whole mental health is lifting the veil of the stigma.
Right.
You know, in years past, there's been, oh my gosh, you're getting therapy or you have mental health issues. What's wrong with you? And I felt a little bit of that, you know, and I've had my own issues throughout my 45-year lifetime here. But, you know, you develop coping mechanisms, but just the stress of everything. And when you tell somebody you think you have mental health issues, they look at you like you're crazy or there's something wrong with you. And it's like, there's no shame in it really anymore, nor should there be. If you're a diabetic, you get help in medicine and you help control your diabetes. There's no different in mental health. So the stigma just needs to go away.
Right. We're always working on stigma. One of the ways we do that is we provide services right in the school. So I think if we're starting with the children and the students, and they see having a therapist isn't a biggie. It's just another way that kids can learn to cope. You know, if they're struggling in school or struggling with their peers or struggling with just, you know, the organicity, you know, they came by it very naturally. Maybe they have a parent or something that they're anxious, you know, kind of comes down through the line sometimes. You know, we can help them in school. So we can see them in the office or at school. Over my 30-year career, I've seen a slight lessening of stigma, but it's still out there and it's still real.
Aimee, I have a brother who's a child psychiatrist, and he lives mostly in Durham, but he is involved with clinics in rural Kentucky. And so he works with a lot of kids, and he's been doing telemedicine for several years, and he has found that kids are more comfortable talking to him through a screen. And so he has an office set up there they'll come to at the clinic, and it's decorated very much like his home office. And so he'll be before a camera and they're before camera, or a Zoom type thing. And he said that kids are more comfortable. Maybe it's because they're used to playing video games. I don't know, but they're more comfortable talking to him that way. And he makes a lot more progress than he does in person with a lot of kids.
That's what I'm actually finding. Since March, we've just moved for a while there. You know, we weren't going anywhere. So we just moved our folks onto teletherapy. And in particular, the kids, maybe kids I wasn't connecting with real well. You know, they were doing okay in therapy. For some reason, the screen seems to be the breakthrough that we needed, and we're making some real good progress. And we can do a lot of the techniques that we would do in the office over the internet through teletherapy. You know, we can do a therapeutic game, or we can do sand tray play therapy, if you know what that is. You know, some fun ways that we connect with kids and help them express their feelings and thoughts. And same with couples counseling and, you know, doing some adult work as well. For some reason, there's just I think it's what you're kind of used to. If you grew up with the screen, it's going to be very natural.
It could also be that it puts you on the same playing field. You know, you're the same size.
And if you can do it without having to go into the office, then maybe the stigma is another issue there. You're not as inhibited maybe about making the appointment if you're worried about the stigma.
Right.
That would help.
Right.
Yeah.
In rural, we're out here in Pamlico, in Bayboro, across the street from the courthouse. And transportation out here is a huge issue. It's incredible how it's just right here, right next to Craven, but it's so rural. There's not a lot of roads out here. There's not a lot of transportation, public. In fact, there's really none. So offering the teletherapy has really been helpful. And parents who have other children that they need to take care of, they can do their teletherapy and, not have to worry about babysitting or leaving other children at home. So it's been great. It's been a really good thing.
Aimee, do you want to tell us about the Heartworks and Stillwater's as far as the founding?
Oh, I would love to tell you a little bit about, folks may or may not be familiar with Pamlico County and what we offer out here as far as some services. Stillwater's is the counseling component to Heartworks. We're all nonprofit. Heartworks is kind of the parent company, if you will. They provide after school services to about 125 to 140, sometimes up to 150 children every day after school. So they're providing the 21st Century Learning Grant, providing food, providing tutoring, Girl Scouts, all the kind of different activities you'd have after school, doing all that. Before Heartworks and Stillwater's, there was not, I'm going to say there was very, very little out here for children in particular. But Dr. Sue Lee, who's kind of known out here in the county, started having a therapist come to her pediatric practice as just, she was frustrated. What am I going to do with parents who need maybe parenting or just need support to help with their children, or their children have a mental illness that they need help with? So she put a therapist in the back of her office and said, here you go, let's get some services started. And then she started to work with some grantors. One of our biggest ones here is Juvenile Crime Prevention Council through DPS, Department of Public Safety. So we do receive funding to help us provide therapy services for free to children.
Great.
So that's kind of how we started. And then, of course, Heartworks came right along with that. And that's, like I said, the 21st Century Learning Grants. And then we get some other grants, and we have a large fundraiser in September that we run typically out of River Dunes. It's online this year. It's in September, but it's wonderful to help out in a community, being a nonprofit and just being part of a team. We also team with other providers out here now too, such as the Pamlico Partnership for Children and Hope Clinic. So we try to get it done for the kids.
Well, it's such a stressful time for everybody. I imagine you're really busy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would think. However, I think some of our clients have kind of dropped off, and we think it's due to a lot of our referral sources are the schools and are the doctor's offices and so forth. And I think if it's not COVID related, it's kind of gone to the back burner. So some of our referral sources have kind of gone by the way. So we're not as busy as we typically are during the school year when school's in session. But we're kind of starting to see a little bit of an uptick now. And I'm thinking that's going to happen sooner rather than later, especially as we get back into school.
Aimee, can you, for some of our viewers, can you possibly help unpack why somebody is, during this time, is either having higher anxiety due to, the fear of getting COVID-19 or dealing with the new restrictions, such as wearing masks or face coverings? Can you help unpack some of the anxiety levels that people may experience that limits their ability to wear a face mask or to go out in public because of one fear or the other or past trauma? Can you unpack that a little bit?
Well, I think I'll just talk a little bit about anxiety in general and depression. I think it's going right along with COVID. We've had to stay home a long time, and it changes people's routines and things that have helped them in the past they might not be able to access. So that's one thing. I think another is, we're asking people to do things that they might not want to do, or for some people can't do. So now maybe we have some trauma victims who, for whatever reason, just find the mask restricting, just find the rules that, you have to stay 6 feet apart from people, that you can only go to certain stores at certain times. It's just been so difficult for people. And part of therapy is helping people cope and find ways around that. But I think understanding, you know, if we're generally a healthy person and we're generally managing, compassion is what I would ask, that we need to be compassionate with others and understanding. And folks too who are struggling need to be compassionate with themselves. There are things that they're not ready to do, they can't do, for whatever reason, their trauma or something happened in their lives. So that's the word of the day here, is compassion for self and for others.
I think I said it last time, Wendy, it was just be kind to one another. You have no idea what somebody else is going through. You don't know their story. You don't know their background. And sometimes a little bit of compassion or a kind word or a smile or a nice gesture paying it forward can change the outlook of somebody's life on a whole nother dynamic, whole nother level. So again, you have no idea what somebody's going through, and that little snide comment or the, oh my gosh, you know, could really further, you know, worsen their depression or throw them into an anxiety fit. And again, we have the right to judge nobody, and, you know, nobody is walking in anybody's shoes. So just be kind to one another and show that compassion.
Well, yeah, I totally agree, Rob, because, you know, New Bern, to me, New Bern is a very special community, and we're, you know, that the saying New Bern strong or whatever, this is the time for us to come together, you know, accept people for who they are. And that's the only way we're going to get through this. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I just want to reach out to the people that lost loved ones in Craven County. As of today, there have been 12 deaths, and there's 714 active cases. So
you know,
it
two
is
more just today, right? Two more
Yeah.
deaths as of today.
Yeah, it was 10, now it's 12. And, you know, this is real. This is in our community. If you're thinking, well, there's 100,000 people in Craven County, the testing is not as much as well, it would be great if we had more tests, but the reality is we don't. But it is real, and we just have to be patient and accept others for what they're struggling with. So,
Well, and to follow up on what you said there, Rob, too, is everybody is going through a hard time, and it might be because you're worried about getting sick. It might be because you're worried about your job. It might be because you're worried about getting evicted, or worried about family members. Everybody is having a hard time, and so treating people with kindness is easy. The last thing anybody should really want to do is to add to that stress to someone else, whether it's somebody you know or somebody you don't know. I mean, it's hard enough without having somebody make comments about you or assume something they don't know. So that's exactly right. That's one thing. Whether you wear a mask or believe in wearing a mask or don't believe in wearing a mask, you should believe in treating each other with kindness. I mean, that's easy, right?
I mean that's kind of you know where I come from. It's like, you know, you read online, it's like wear the mask or stop. You know, I wear a mask because I care. And for open disclosure, I am one of those people that find it extremely difficult to wear a mask because of past trauma that I have personally experienced. And this is not the forum to unpack that, but, you know, countless times have I been into a store or into a location doing run-of-the-mill necessary shopping, and people say, why aren't you wearing your mask? Well, I can't. Well, then just stay home. You know how impractical that comment is when you say just stay home. I'm a husband, father of 4. I have to go to work. I have to do certain things. So my own personal story, wearing a mask is extremely difficult. You get into that portion where you can't versus won't. It's not that I don't believe in masks. It's that, you know, past trauma sends my anxiety through the roof, that it almost becomes unmanageable, where the heart starts racing and you start experience the trauma. It is real. So, but again, I choose times to go to the store when I know it's light, because it's not that I want to get sick or get people sick. Honestly, I just don't want to hear the snide and rude comments coming from people. Oh, you're not wearing a mask. You don't care about people. that can be the farthest thing from the truth, that I don't care about people. So that's the reason why I get back in. It's almost personal with me is, come on, be kind to one another. You have no idea what somebody is going through, period.
Yes, yes. Aimee, do you have any comments to that?
Well, I think just what our probably parents taught us and our teachers, when you assume things about others, you know what happens. So I think, passing that judgment and making assumptions about others is just something that in particular during this time, we don't need to be doing. And, therapy is a great way to come on in and, maybe you're a person who is making a lot of judgments and you're making a lot of assumptions and you're getting some feedback that, wow, why are you so come on in and do a depression screening with us. Maybe something's going on for you, so.
That is so true. I mean, people are on the edge and they may not even realize how angry they've become. The COVID has changed people in so many different ways. So, yeah.
And Rob, you mentioned running into people and saying that to you in person, and even far more common than that is like on social media. We all need to just use that as a way of spreading joy and light. There are lots of nice things you can say about the world, or you can just keep it to yourself. I think people are being so snipey on social media about particularly this kind of issue and politics around it and all that. We all just need to, if you're active on Facebook, Instagram, just at least some portion of your post should be dog or cat videos, or like the flowers. You should be for every snarky post, you should have to post 10 that no one could ever have any problem with and would always evoke a heart or a smile. I think that's should be cool. And then
how about beer videos? Like, I think what wasn't it Wendy the other I think yesterday said put up a post about sweet potatoes and said, what is your favorite recipe for sweet potatoes?
Oh yeah.
I put up a beer recipe. I mean, that's where my heart is. So and again, my own personal experience, like I've said, is I've used this as an education to some people. Like when they've said, I don't understand why people aren't wearing masks, and I've had private conversations with them to, sort of share a little bit of my story personally with them. And at the end of the conversation, they're like, oh my gosh, I never realized, that X, Y, and Z could lead to, not wearing a mask. And again, my personal story is not I don't want to. It's that it's extremely difficult to do. And I'm working with my own therapist and my own doctor getting over those past trauma issues. So again, it's not the mask that is the issue. It's dealing with that past trauma that, through therapy, somebody like Aimee, we're unpacking and trying to process and deal with. Just like somebody that has a high A1C, they go to the doctor and they get help for that, blood sugar. So it's no different with my mental well-being. It doesn't mean that I'm unstable or that, I'm having issues. No, I mean, yeah, I have a little bit of an issue, but, we'll get through it.
I always think about, I invoke the mom rule. Your mom, would your mom accept that nasty comment from you? Would your mom accept that bad behavior that you're exhibiting here? Just what would your mom think, guys?
That's so true, Kathy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would.
You couldn't get away with stuff.
I'd be grounded for weeks. So yeah, it actually would never cross my mind, because my mom, when I was 7, my brother and I were belly aching about something, and she drove us down to downtown Buffalo, and that's where the children's hospital was. And there was children that were dying, and she walked us throughout the different wards. And I will never forget that I think that's what molded me as a person, because it was like eye-opening, and it was a life lesson, so I thank her for that. And we really have to look at putting ourselves in other people's shoes, you know, so.
Well, if you look at it, I'm dealing with not being able to wear a mask just yet. I mean, I hope, eventually I'll be able to get there. But then there are people like George mentioned earlier. There are people that are on the verge of getting evicted. When I open up my refrigerator in my pantry, I have food. There are people that open up their pantry and have nothing and are too proudful to go and say, I need some help. I need, I lost my job due to COVID-19, or my hours were reduced. The stigma that comes behind with getting unemployment assistance. Some people are just so proud. So I think about my own problems, and honestly, I call them first world problems, because there are people out there that have some severe problems where they're worrying about where they're going to wake up tomorrow, or can they get to work because their car doesn't work, or their AC is out. They have a home, but they have no AC. It's 95 degrees outside with no AC. That's just crazy hot.
Yep. Okay. Well, we hate to cut this short, but Aimee, thank you so much for joining us. And Rob, you're more than welcome. You guys are welcome to stay, but Aimee, you want to tell us how people can find out more information?
Sure. They can absolutely go to our website, which is, as I mentioned, heartworksnc.org/Stillwaters. But you can just Google Stillwaters, Bayboro, and we'll come right up. If you want to check us out a little bit more about us, we do have a Facebook with nice things on it. And we hopefully, we don't even have that one negative that we have to put the 10 on that's positive. They're all positive. You can give us a call. You can stop by. We do have an answering machine. If you can't quite get to us during the day, you can leave us a message and we will absolutely get right back to you on the phone, however you want to do it. If you have questions about mental health, let's say, I'm not sure counseling's for me. Can you tell me more about it? Can you tell us some other things in your area that might help out? Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. If there are housing, food, transportation issues, go ahead and give me a call and I'll do what's called a consultation, and I'll talk with the person. If you have relatives, friends that need some help, give them my phone number here at Stillwater. I gladly will call them and just, no pressure for therapy, but if they just need, maybe a little guidance where to go, I'll help them out. But we do specialize in counseling, and we've got some great therapists out here who provide, for this area, it's amazing the services that they have, the credentialing that they have, the expertise that they have, and we're just very happy to have them here at Stillwaters. I appreciate this forum and your podcast. This is a lot of fun. So
good.
Great for New Bern.
And Amy's going to be joining us in the future, so
yay!
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Before you jump, I want to say I'm on the HeartWorks website now. Just while you told us the address, and they do have online referral forms. If you know someone that you think would benefit from some counseling, you can give that information online. And the type of referrals might be whether you're a parent, guardian, clergy, just different sort of people that might need to refer someone. So that's good that you can do that online. And also it looks like you can have a good ability so that you can donate to HeartWorks, whether it's your time, treasure, and talent. So they looks like they need tons of volunteers for time. So if you're looking for things to do, because all your favorite things to do for entertainment are not available right now, maybe check out HeartWorks and see if you can donate your time.
There you go.
Thanks,
Thank
Aimee.
you,
Thank
you.
Volunteers are amazing. All right. Thank you very much.
Yay.
And we'll be in touch.
Yay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Aimee. That was wonderful.
See you later.
How
Hey.
great.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bail. I got another meeting. I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna listen to y'all in the background while I type up these important emails. Wendy, thank you so much. I think
Thank
it's so
you, Rob.
important to have, I think it's so important to have that balance in there. I know we have opinions, but to hear somebody like Aimee Schulze, a mental health professional, again, removing that stigma of, oh my gosh, you need mental health. Yes, I think a little portion of all of us, could benefit from a little bit of counseling.
I agree. Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
You're awesome, Rob. We love you, buddy.
Hey, Rob.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Rob. See you,
Okay,
Rob.
have a good day.
Man, take care.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. it was something different, you know?
That's fantastic what she's offering out in Bayboro. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really a marvelous service that they're putting together for all those kids and the families. That's just great.
It is, yeah, and Rob introduced me to Aimee, so I really appreciate, you know, her. She's going to be joining us in the future, just for
Great.
little mental health minutes, you know, just to help us out. I mean, I think all of us could use some therapy, you know, just or tips and tricks how to cope and stuff. So
Maintaining our mental health.
yeah, from a
Yeah.
professional, you know, not that she tells it how it is as far as on evidence-based facts, so
Yeah.
or fact-based evidence. So
That's super.
yeah, and Jane, we haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I had this great opportunity to be a judge for an entrepreneurs contest for kids, which was really fantastic. And Sharita Merrick put it together, and Debbie Kanya and I were both judges on this, along with some other people, and it was a phenomenal opportunity. And the other thing that I've been doing is, because of Deborah at the Small Business Center with Craven Community College, I am one of the counselors that are helping people get their businesses through COVID. And there's a whole collection of us, and you just have to reach out to the Small Business Center at Craven Community College and talk to Deborah and talk to her about your small business and see what you need that will help you get moving along. It might be that you need some help with structuring your financials better. And so she may refer you to like Kelly Michaud from Solid Rock Accounting. I never get that name right, darn it. Solid Rock Accounting. And, you know, there's a whole collection of us, from Bob Matkowski to talk about video production, and Telly IPOC to talk about working on your website. And I work with people on their communication skills so that they can learn how to write a press release, which is a free way to advertise your business. And also just looking at different ways that you're communicating and what your website is saying about you, so that we make sure that people stay strong with their businesses through COVID. And again, this is a free service that's being offered through the Small Business Center. So please reach out to Debbie Kanya at the Small Business Center, Craven Community College, and she'll get you set up with whatever it is you need. And spots are going fast, so do it today.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic, Jane. Thank you for doing that. And Jane is the Reactive Voice, and she delivers words that make sense.
Thank you.
And for more information about the Small Business Center, visit cravencc.edu/SBC. So, yeah. And you want to do a quick social media minute?
Right.
Or actually, let's do the contest. Okay, the question for the contest, if you missed it, it's what's the most abundant species of tiger? So if you comment before the show is over, you're going to be entered to win. If you're the only one that commented, you're going to be the winner. So,
And you're just joining us, just some hints. The answer is not Clemson Tigers, LSU Tigers, Paper Tigers, or Tiger King. So that should narrow it down.
How about Tony the Tigers?
oh,
They're
she
great.
got you there, George.
What about tiger shrimp? There are lots of tiger shrimp.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're
Wendy?
delicious.
They're
Yeah.
little tiny tigers.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's do the quick social media minute.
Let's see. It looks like Amber McCracken's on. Hi, Amber.
Hey, Amber.
Hey, Amber, it's been a while. And John Weyerhauser, Lorelei. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm so sorry.
You only need to know
Shaw
Lorelei.
Flowers,
It's fine.
there we go. Yeah, Lorelei. Everyone knows Lorelei. And James Atkinson. Thank you guys for watching. And what else? And Kathy, what have you been up to? What
Well,
haven't you?
We're working on getting Ordinary Women, Extraordinary Deeds coming up. And that will be on our Facebook page starting on August 17th. So we'll do one each day at 2:00 that whole week from the 17th to the 21st, including Bayard Wooten. So we'll have some interesting ladies come and talk to you and tell you all about themselves. So that's one of the things we've been working on. And it's been a lot of fun to get it together. We had rehearsal last night, and the folks were really great. The ladies, you know, you're gonna feel their personalities come out at you. So
Very cool. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to that. I really am. I missed it last year, so
Oh, see, now all you gotta do is click,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
and you'll be there. George, click.
Click.
Yeah. Tell your mother, click.
Yeah.
There you go.
Will.
Listen to mom.
Yeah. And we do have I'm sorry, George.
I just said the mom rule continues.
The mom rule. Yeah.
Yes, mom rule. And we love your band Joy strumming every morning.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. Thank you. It's been fun.
What? You don't sing.
I haven't been singing. I'm still going through learning lots of tunes and not subjecting anyone to my singing yet. I may add that later. I don't know. We'll see. Some of those old time tunes are kind of dark lyrics. A lot of them are
Yeah, that's true.
murder ballads. So it's like singing about how you killed somebody and you hung for it. So it doesn't inspire the same type of emotion.
Dooley is not really wake up in the morning happy song.
Right. It's like morning happy, but you're going to die soon because you're going to get hung because you kept having that lady and thrown her in the Ohio River. Yeah.
I'm glad I asked. So here I'm all joyful, and then I
morning.
Google, what was it? Yeah.
Have a great day. As long as you're not Tom Dooley.
like Down in the Willow Garden is one of my favorite songs, and it's played as a lullaby in the movie Raising Arizona. But if you listen to those words, it's horrible. It's talking about I killed her with a knife, threw her in the river. I'm going to get up. My dad told me he's ashamed of me. It's like all these horrible things that happen. You know, but it's a beautiful tune.
And now go to sleep.
That's right.
Right.
I was going to suggest that George always bring his banjo and play us in and out of Podsquad, but with those kinds of songs, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
As long as he doesn't sing, we're okay.
Oh, you do that with the small town news.
I do. I wrote a little song, that one, that plays it in and plays it out in between the stories. We do a little banjo. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
thank you for bringing joy to our lives every morning. So
I love that. The good.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a hobby. Everybody needs a creative outlet. Mine just happens to have 5 strings and a drum head, but really, I mean, especially now, we all have more free time than we used to have. Use that for something positive. What's a way that you can pick up something you've always wanted to do, or work on something that you always wanted to improve on? You know, those kind of things. This is what we should be using the time for.
Yes.
Other good things in your community, but that's one of the things you should use the time for, I think.
Yeah, and it will help with your mental health.
Yeah, I think I call it a front porch time. Dare knows when I get home from work, I'll go get the banjo and go sit on the front porch, and she knows this is like a perfect way to decompress. So we all need that.
Awesome. All right. Okay, you ready for a couple announcements here?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
I want to thank the city of New Bern and all the linemen and all the workers, utility workers for getting that power back up after hurricane, after what was it? What's the name? Isaias came through. So I'm very thankful. I hope you weren't affected. But if you were, I'm hoping you'll get some help. And yeah, contact the Craven County Disaster Recovery Alliance, because they've really helped a lot of people during Hurricane Florence. And the Coastal Environmental Partnership facilities will be open later than normal on Saturday, August 8th, to allow for additional Hurricane Isaias cleanup. The Tuscarora landfill and Newport transfer station will be open from 7:30 to 4:30, and the Grantsboro transfer station will be open from 8 to 4.
And then we've got the New Bern Redevelopment Commission is hosting a COVID-19 in our community, resources to help fight the pandemic. It's a virtual event, and it will be on Monday, August 10th from 6 to 7 p.m. The public is welcome to watch the virtual event live on Facebook, and it will be streamed from the city's Facebook page, which is at City OFNB, City
Of
of
New Bern.
New Bern. Get it? City of New Bern. Easy again for me to say. After the panelists' presentations, the public is welcome to engage in a question and answer session. And again, that's on Facebook at City of NB. There you go.
All right. And let me go see if Laura's available for the weekly joke.
Oh, boy.
Hang tight.
The weekly joke.
Is that a Tom Dooley joke?
I don't know.
Hang tight.
Hopefully, hang tight. Okay.
Good. It's
Sorry.
dark humor.
Very dark. Very dark.
I hear thunder, so the darkness is coming.
Yes. Yes. Your dog might be out again, George.
Oh my!
Does he run away in the thunder?
All the time.
Aw.
He's real nervous about it, so he runs away. And I don't know where he's going to go. I mean, got a house.
Hola.
There's Laura.
Oh,
She's
Have
back.
you got a joke, Laura?
I do, unfortunately.
We're
That's not
anxious
fun.
to hear
Why
it.
you're laughing a little bit too much, Jane.
We
All right,
talked about that earlier.
here we go. You ready?
all right.
How do you say hello to the people you believe in?
Does this mean like people who are not fictional? Like-
George, it's a joke.
Ed?
It's a
What?
kid's joke. It's a kid's
It's a
joke.
kid's joke. People you believe in.
Like people you think are real?
Yes.
Okay.
How
I
do
don't
you
know.
How do you say hello to the people you believe in?
Really high.
You mean like people you look up to?
It's a kid's
Don't analyze,
joke.
George.
You're thinking too deeply. It's a
How do you
kid's
say
joke.
hello to the
Like
people you-
friends, people that you believe in.
Say hi.
It's a good thing.
Just
All right. How?
All right, ready?
Ready.
Sup, Portive.
Yeah.
What's up?
Sup, Portive. All right, they're making me
We
mad.
don't get it. Maybe we're too old for this joke.
supportive.
I'm about y'all's age. He's like, sup,
That's
Porto.
not,
George is
that's like
frozen.
above my head.
Yeah, that joke froze George entirely.
That froze George. He's like,
Okay.
All right.
right.
Thanks, Laura. We're going to give you a round of applause.
Yay.
you're all faking it, faking it. See you next week.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Boy. Any 8-year-old kid would have understood that. Now let's
That's
go
right.
get an 8-year-old
I
kid.
don't know. I think Mason and Abigail are watching right now with Dare, and I'll ask them to chime in if they got that joke.
Yeah. Maybe we just didn't hear the answer correctly. I don't know.
It's supportive.
Supportive.
Supportive?
Supportive, not support, whatever. I don't know.
Supportive. Oh, I get it now. Supportive. Supportive.
Supportive.
It's a mental health.
I didn't
That's
get
a mental health.
it.
Amy would have got-
Supportive. Got it. Supportive. Got it.
Got it. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Go get that 8-year-old. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Where are
right.
we
Stuck
at?
with that all day now. That's going to be like an earworm. Supportive.
Is it time for your answer?
Yeah, it's time. Okay. Oh, where is it?
Tiger shrimp.
Okay, what's the most abundant species of
Yeah.
tiger? Do we have any answers? Did anyone comment? Okay, we'll give you
Again,
a minute to comment.
on behalf of our audience, is this a
What?
joke answer? A pun?
No, it's a
Or
serious
is it
answer.
This is a trivia answer for a prize. So the question
so-
is, what's that?
It's not sup tiger, is it?
No. Okay, what's the most abundant species of tiger? Anyone
Tiger lily.
watching? Comment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's All right. Anyone else? Who wants to guess? Kathy?
Bengal tiger's the only tiger I know.
You're smart.
Yeah. Bing, 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 bing,
That's
ding,
it.
ding, ding.
Kathy's
Woo!
got it.
Kathy
Woohoo.
got it.
Cincinnati Bengals.
There you go, the Bengals. It was a sports team, George.
Yeah.
So did anyone answer
There
on any
was
of
a-
your social media?
I
No,
don't
we
have an
don't.
answer.
All right. So what else? Are we ready? You're freezing up on us, George.
Yeah. For real.
I know.
Can never be sure.
I
Right.
don't know.
Oh, the featured artist I forgot about. Okay.
Yeah.
Who have you got?
Okay, behind me, my sister Aimee Card. That's Allegheny State Park in Western New York.
Oh, wow.
And this is Lisa Bisbee Lentz. It's a moose.
Oh,
And-
neat.
And
I like
this,
him.
this is very special to me. When my mom was in nursing home before she passed, I gave her this as a gift, and it sat right there on her little table, and she loved it because she was really crafty, and she did a lot of felting. I think this is what it's called, felting.
Yeah.
And this is by our friend Andrea Owens.
Nice.
Cool.
The
She does
Red Shoe,
beautiful work.
yeah, the Red Shoe Gallery. And inside the little note says, "Little Fox by Andrea, made
Nice.
of wool, wire, and love."
Aw.
Aw.
Well, a
Yeah,
little red
so-
fox is perfect for all the redheads in your family.
Yeah. Yeah, my two sisters still have red hair, but I don't know what's going on with mine. It's turned blonde or something. So are we ready to wrap it up?
I guess we are. It is time almost. Yes.
Okay, let us know if you'd like to be a guest by calling 259-6853 or sending us an email. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve, or you want to just join us for fun, let us know. And we'll be back on August 13th from 1 to 2 p.m.
And George
And
is back.
yeah, George is back with us. Are there thunderstorms there, George?
Yes, I only know because Dare said Hatley is trembling at home.
Aww.
So that means he's got these huge ears, so he can hear it coming from miles away before anybody else. So it's probably here soon.
Well, it's out here right now. So, and I'm off of Washington Post.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Join us on August 13th from 1 to 2 p.m. as we Zoom live on New Bern House Facebook page. And the video and the audio will be uploaded to YouTube, iTunes, Libsyn, anywhere you can get your podcasts. And the show also airs on WNOS 103.9 FM at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. every Wednesday.
All right.
So any last announcements, guys?
Stay
Well, let's give a shout out to our pod squatters that aren't here today. We got Rich Sheridan. Who else?
Rich.
Colleen.
Susan Moffitt
Colleen.
Thomas,
Mhm.
Colleen,
Todd.
Todd,
Yep.
Clay Jackson. We need to have him back. Donna Baker. Yeah, if you want to become a member of the Pod Squad, give us a call. So, or send us an email. And well, who's going to say it?
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Woo!
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Right, and